My startup Glorify gets around 50 to 70,000 organic visitors to our Framer site month over month throughout the year. Now in my past videos, I've already spoken extensively about our journey moving web builders, from ClickFunnels to WordPress to Webflow, and finally to Framer, with no intention to switch ever, I hope. In the earlier stages of Glorify, we're lucky enough to be able to invest heavily into our content engine via our blog content and backlinks ecosystem, which now brings about 70% of our traffic. It was easier back then since we had amazing growth and raised $2 million of VC funding, but more recently in the last year or so, we've been struggling as a startup. The market became insanely competitive, we couldn't find true product market fit yet, and we've had to really scale things down. We've gone from a 20-person team in 2021 to now just 6 people. But despite all of this, I was not ready to let that affect our SEO and the content engine we've built over the years. We've had to find new cost-effective ways to publish content faster, not only to maintain the same volume of traffic, but to get better quality traffic and help our company actually grow. And we believe we found a formula. It involves programmatic SEO using Framer CMS and Notion AI. This has allowed us to scale content in a semi-automated way, and it's working. Just before I get into it, my name is Omar Farouk, designer turned startup founder, and in this channel I share my journey building delightful products and trying my best to achieve breakthrough growth. So if you're interested in all of this stuff, then smash that subscribe button to stay notified. So what is programmatic SEO? While traditional SEO methods involves creating content pages or articles around certain keyword topics manually one at a time, which is of course labor intensive, programmatic SEO is the use of systems to automate or semi-automate the creation of large volumes of web pages that are optimized for organic search, which essentially helps your site rank faster. Oftentimes, programmatic SEO is applied in marketplace platforms or curation sites, and in most cases, the content is actually created by users of the platform. For example, Airbnb uses programmatic SEO by generating unique searchable landing pages for countless properties listed by hosts across the globe. Hosts, who are a segment of their users, contribute content by providing property descriptions, uploading photos, and getting guests to review their property, which are all rich in searchable terms. These are all user-generated content, which are then automatically structured into Airbnb's templated pages, which are designed to rank well in search engines. By doing this, Airbnb creates a vast and ever-growing collection of web pages that caters to users' specific search queries, from cozy cabins in Colorado to beachfront villas in Greece. And this makes their listings highly discoverable online, thereby efficiently growing organic traffic. In the same way, Amazon, Dribbble, or even Framer's template marketplace all automates or semi-automates content that are rich in targeted keywords. And the best part about these examples is that the users themselves generate the content for you. So you get a variety of original writing styles and information, making your site super dynamic, which Google's algorithm seems to love. Now, let's break down the must-haves to set up your programmatic SEO system. Keyword structure. Using head terms and modifiers. This needs to be well researched. For a platform like Airbnb, the head terms would typically be broad categories of their listings, and modifiers would add specificity to those terms. Here are some examples of head terms: vacation rental, apartment, condo, house, room, studio, villa, cottage, cabin. Now let's give you some examples of modifiers. It could be location-based, like Paris, New York, Tokyo, beachfront, downtown, near airport. It could be based on property features, like whether or not it's pet-friendly or has a pool or a garden. It could be based on experience or purpose. Is it a romantic getaway, a family-friendly holiday, a retreat? It could be based on an event or seasonal, such as the summer or a Super Bowl weekend. Perhaps it's a unique stay, such as a treehouse, a castle, a yurt, an igloo. Now, when they combine those head terms with modifiers, they can target very specific searches that potential guests might use, such as luxury villa with a pool in Bali or pet-friendly apartment downtown Paris. This approach helps Airbnb capture a wide variety of search intents and provide relevant listings to users. Number 2, you need a content page template, a well-structured page that is optimized to deliver repeatable dynamic content for your specific use case. You can see Airbnb has a specific consistent page structured for their property listings. Same for Amazon product listings. For this, of course, we use Framer CMS collections and CMS pages. I'll show you how in a moment. The third must-have is a data collection method, an easy way to collect information from your customers. You can use any form tool for this. At Glorify, we use Tally Forms. It's free to use and you can integrate it directly into Slack and Notion. Number 4, you need a database. The data you collect needs to be stored in a well-structured database to generate the content you need. We use Notion for our database, and we combine that with Notion's AI to generate the content directly in the database. And a great bonus to have is dynamic content elements, like a reviews or public Q&A section for customers. This keeps the pages fresh and relevant, which is favored by search engines. I've also added a link to an article in the description below that goes deeper into defining programmatic SEO and all its elements. So check that out too. Now that we have a deeper understanding of programmatic SEO, I'd love to show you how you can put this into practice with Framer CMS for the content pages and Notion AI for the database and content generation. Now, just before that, we need to explain a few common misconceptions with AI generated content. There's this argument out there that suggests all AI content is penalized by Google and can affect your organic growth. I've even heard people make statements that Google's algorithm could punish you in the long term for publishing AI generated content. Now, there may be a possibility that people may have experienced this, but the reasons why is not made entirely clear. You see, Google just wants good, high quality content that is relevant, whether it's AI or human. This is a popular belief that I honestly agree with, and it makes sense. The fact that is, unfortunately, AI has been responsible for creating so much extremely poor quality content because people have not been using it correctly. Oftentimes, people use AI to generate entire articles without providing any research or clear guidelines for structure or writing style or purpose. Many people saw it as a shortcut to mass produce and publish content without any proofreading by humans. And while some companies may have taken advantage of this method in the short term, it's not long before Google recognizes the poor engagement of this type of content by your visitors. I'm sure you've noticed this already, but bad AI content is blatantly easy to call out. Now, couple that by mass producing it and publishing it sends clear spam signals to Google. So in this context, yeah, AI will destroy your business. But what if you use AI properly? What if you can give AI clear research points, guidelines, and directions on what content to produce? What if AI can create high quality, high value content? Programmatic SEO can actually solve this. Now for the exciting part, let's show you how we are using programmatic SEO with AI generated content at our startup, Glorify. As an online graphics design tool for e-commerce marketing, we knew that a powerful way to automate content and get high intent traffic was through creating a template marketplace right on our website. We definitely drew inspiration on how Framer as a company built their passionate community around their marketplace, especially with the exciting passive income opportunities it gave template creators that publish templates on their site. So we already had a perfect reference point to draw inspiration from. To execute this, as mentioned, there are 4 parts. Number 1, keyword structure, research head terms and modifiers that you can use. Number 2, your content page template. Number 3, your data collection system. And number 4, a database with AI to collect the data and generate the content. Now let me show you how this is done. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're inside of Framer, and this is where all of that beautiful programmatic SEO magic happens. But before we get into this, we got to start with step number 1, which is coming up with your keyword structure, finding out opportunities for head terms, and then combining that with modifiers to draw more relevance and specificity to target specific users with high search intent. And that's what's really important. And when you're figuring out your head terms, of course, you need to prioritize them accordingly. For us, we're a graphic design tool and we're creating a template marketplace with graphic design templates. No doubt, we already knew the keyword opportunity is huge with tons of volume. Yet, that also means it's highly competitive. There's so many companies trying to rank for graphic design template keywords. So it's very important for us to figure out what keywords to prioritize. And the way I recommend doing that is using any research tool. It could be Ahrefs, SEMrush. I personally use Google Keywords. Just head over the top search result, keyword planner, click that, and we'll sign up. You need to sign in with your business email. And once you're in, hit that big CTA, discover new keywords, and you're going to punch in your head terms into the search field. So for example, let's say, common head words or head terms for a graphic design tool template could be Facebook cover or Amazon images or Shopify banner or Etsy cover or YouTube thumbnail. In fact, let's go add that. We'll hit get results, and instantly you can see all of this volume month over month in terms of traffic. And as you go down, you can see the individual keyword combinations with the relevant volume. And we'll switch this average monthly searches to descending orders. We got the highest volume at the top. Highest volume, YouTube thumbnail size. That's a very common search. And just below that, you have YouTube thumbnail. Now you would assume that this specific keyword combination is attracting people actually looking for thumbnail designs. And as you go lower, there's also more interesting results such as thumbnail maker. Again, people searching for thumbnail maker, if you send them to a YouTube thumbnail template page, that will be relevant to them, right? Because we're a graphic design tool, we're showing you a template, and you can click that template and start editing it. And it's relevant to those people searching thumbnail maker. This is a great, powerful way to research and prioritize your head terms. Now that we've done the research for the head term YouTube thumbnail, we can be confident about the search volume it brings. It's very decent search volume, and it's not over the top either, which is great, so it's not going to be too competitive. And even more so, once you combine this with the programmatic SEO automation, which I'm going to show you in a moment, you're going to be adding modifiers to these head terms, right? And with the modifiers, it makes it even more specific and reduces the competition and really targets people with specific search intent, which is perfect. Now, one way that we're actually controlling modifiers that our users give us for their head terms when they name their templates, during the submission process in our submit template page, we have some guidelines for our users on what to do when they submit the template. And one of the guidelines is naming their template. And we have a recommended format that goes like this. The unique name, this could be a word, abstract, or any word, plus the use case, plus the word template, plus the word either pack, set, or kit, because Glorify, we're an infinite canvas design tool and we have multiple designs in one canvas to make it convenient for the user. And so the example of this will end up something like this. Radiance Revive for the unique name, social media for the use case, which is the head term, by the way, and template pack, which is your modifiers. And so you have a few sets of modifiers, Radiance Revive, template pack modifiers that makes the keyword overall quite unique. And then we have social media, which is the head term. And so this is a great way to add better modifiers. And if you go to actual template marketplace, you'll notice that all of the templates will have that unique name to make it unique. So there's no duplicate content, which is not good for SEO. And then you have your head terms. So here's my template, webinar wizardry, YouTube, which is the head term, assets, template pack, which are the modifiers that gives it more specificity. So yeah, there's so many variations of this, and we recommend you sticking to this sort of format or any format that works for your company and the content you want to produce. All right, so once you have an idea of your keyword structure and your head terms and modifiers that you can combine them with, you just need to have an idea. You don't have to have everything in place yet. You can use that initial research to actually give you insights to build the structure of your content page templates. If you're creating a marketplace like us, then you also need a content feed, right? In our case, we have a template feed, and you can see that we're using, in this case, a big component. Within that component, there's going to be a Framer collection list, right? And the collection list essentially pulls all the CMS items into a feed, and we're using this component over here that we created to showcase the image of the template, the title of the template, and the creator of that template. And so if I go over here, you'll notice inside the component, there's so many variants. We have many variants because each of these variants is a different filtered version for the feed. The next one along is the ecom version filtered applied. So we have ecom filter applied. Therefore, if I click this collection list, you'll notice in the CMS content, we have filters. Tags use case contains e-commerce. And similarly, if I go to the next one along, same thing, filters, tags use case contains adverts, right? And I'll just show you how we structured this in the CMS very quickly. We're inside of the template marketplace CMS, and you can see within a CMS item, we have at the bottom tags for style and tags for use case. It's a loose field because right now Framer in the custom fields does not have a multi-select option. To do this, we actually have to use a free text field and just write the text, bearing in mind having all of our categories for styles and use cases available, and we just add the relevant ones for a template. So you can notice this template here called Futuristic Vision YouTube Pack has elegant, bold, futuristic social media YouTube. So elegant, futuristic social media. If I go to find something like, let's go find one of those categories. So social media, you'll see that this template is showing up, and this allows us to create multi-tagging. So when we filter, we see the template more than once based on the categories that it uses, right? Or it's part of. So that's our template marketplace feed. And also something to note is the way it's structured is we have a main page with the main URL template for dash marketplace. And then we also have sub URLs in the path for each of the filtered items or the filtered views. So you have free, paid, e-commerce, every filter has its own URL. And we prefer to do this versus you can actually do it on one single URL, but we don't want to do that because this way you actually create more pages with more relevance and more targeting, and hence it's actually better signals for Google. Now, the most important part is the content page template. Within the main page, you have all the tabs. At the very bottom, we have a Framer CMS dedicated page, a CMS page, and that's what we're using for our content template page, right? And the content template page, again, to remind you, we're taking this page, connecting it to the CMS so we can automate and scale all the content variations based on the submissions from the data, and we are creating these listings, right? So you can see this template listing has a very specific structure, and we did this based on research. We knew we needed to have the template title at the top. We wanted to showcase who the template creator was. We have a big call to action over here, and then right on the top fold, we have some big preview thumbnails for the template itself. Below the fold, we have a nice rich description. It's not too long, and I think we have some limitation on it actually. If I go to the CMS and I go to edit fields, go to template description, you can see it's set to 800, which is great, like not too long, because we don't want it to be overwhelming. Template description should be simple. And on the right hand side, we have some more opportunities for information. We have Instagram carousel posts, lots of head terms and modifiers, as you can see, and you have your 1080, 1080 size. All these are great keywords that people will be searching for. You have fonts, you have style, modern, fun, corporate, and also very important to note, this is just SEO 101. You should be applying the relevant taggings, accessibility tags across these, so that Google recognizes, the hierarchy of content. So if I click, for example, this title over here, it should be set to H2. Even though the style is in H3, the accessibility, the tag is set to H2, so that Google recognizes that this is a important title, and underneath it, the body text is relevant to this title and reads it in that sort of format. And we, of course, automate this through the database and with Notion AI, which we're going to show you in a moment. But this is our content page structure. Beautiful structure, conveys the information the users need, and has all the opportunities to add your relevant head terms and modifier in terms of keywords, so that you can show up for search results. In fact, if I go to the settings, another important setting to apply is within the page settings, the preview title. When you share the link of a template page, you have a preview title, and we set this to glorified template, because we thought those are important keywords, and then the template name, so that it shows up based on what's in the CMS. And then we have the creator slug ID by the creator. So we actually want to give a bit of a pedestal to the people who created the template. So if the template was shared somewhere externally, people, the creator will be recognized for it as well. So we're motivating creators essentially. And that's how we've done the setting there. So all of this is really important for SEO. Great, so we've got our content page template ready. The next step is the data collection method. How are we doing the data collection method in Glorify? We already showed you the submission page earlier. Let's go back to it. So this is a submission page where our users will come, check out our guidelines in terms of what they need to check off before submitting a template. And at the very bottom, we have the submit template call to action. If you click that, it takes you to a Tally form. As mentioned, we use Tally because it's got integrations to Slack and Notion, so we can collect the data. We're getting all the information from the users themselves. They're creating template descriptions, keywords, set use cases and styles that they can pick. So we can really control and filter down the information to what we want, so we can publish content that's optimized, right? So users will go through this and will receive the information we're ready to publish. A lot of the information is done through the submit form, but unfortunately, we're in the early stages of our template marketplace. So instead of just waiting for users to submit through this form, we actually are creating a lot of templates internally as a team. And in the interest of saving time, of course, again, this is a key part of programmatic SEO, we wanted to automate the content as well, right? And the way we're doing that is through Notion. I'm going to head over to our Notion success board. We have a dedicated success board with all of our sort of key workflows. And one of the workflows is our programmatic SEO. So we have a few strategies for programmatic SEO. I'll touch on all of them, but to continue with the relevant topic, the templates, this is our process. If I click new item, let's say we're creating a template called Radiant Revive. It could be like a cosmetic, social media kit, and we'll just give it the information we need. This is a template specifically, and we've got some templates over here, below here. So when I say template, I mean Notion templates. We set these up so that people who are generating the content, they can pick one of these depending on the type of content they're creating. In this case, we're creating a template, so I'll pick this template, and that will then generate all the tables and the databases I need to start generating the content. If we go down here, we can start with the template description generator, which is the most important part. Essentially, this will generate the description that goes right over here. So let's see how this is done. And there's actually an example already given. We'll change this with our own example just to show you the process. So I'll pick this and we'll change the name to Radiant Revive Social Media Kit. and we can choose the keywords. So social media, yeah, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe. And over here we have the use cases, and again, we'll just keep it to e-commerce and social media. And styles could be modern, corporate, perfect. And finally, niche, here it says gaming technology, we'll just put cosmetics, right? Perfect. We can add further notes over here. So this is the notes from the previous template, e-commerce companies, boutique e-commerce companies. It features very feminine colors, cosmetics and fashion products, square and story posts. Perfect. So we got all of our information entered into the database. Now this is where Notion AI comes in. As you can see, this field has been set up as an AI. You can go to edit property, and I've set an AI autofill. If I go to this property over here, you'll notice I've set this with what to generate, and I've given a clear guideline for the AI to generate specific content. And the guideline says, add a short, concise, and compelling description for the template page based on the information provided. When I say information, all those entries in the database. Incorporate the main keywords as the main focus, limit to a maximum of 800 characters, add paragraph breaks and appropriate formatting. Very clear instructions to the AI. And if we generate this, let's see the results. The Radiant Revive Social Media Kit is the ultimate solution for boutique e-commerce companies in the cosmetics, fashion, and accessories niche. With a focus on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, this kit provides a range of eye-catching posts tailored for your social media presence, featuring feminine colors and showcasing cosmetic and fashion products. These templates capture the essence of modern style. I can keep reading, but this is great, right? It's simple, effective description, and it's really understood what I need because I gave the information pre-hand, right? And as a bonus, we also included another field to generate the social media post captions, right? So again, if I come over here, click this button to update, it'll start generating the content for me. Upgrade your social media game with Radiant Revive Social Media Kit, perfect for boutique e-commerce companies in cosmetics. Really simple with some hashtags, examples. If you go to the settings on here, again, edit property, you can see I've got AI autofill to custom autofill. And it says, based on information create variations of captions for social media posts. Really simple, guys. And this is the semi-automation I'm talking about when it comes to programmatic SEO. You're generating descriptions and the content and keywords really fast, and then you're going and populating that in the CMS, right? We've done this not just for templates, by the way. We've also done it for other categories. We've done it for our webinar pages. We also use programmatic SEO for long form articles only in a specific scenario. So yes, you can use it for long form articles, as I mentioned earlier, as long as you give it very specific instructions and structure and important research, right? This is riskier for us, but the good thing is the articles that are more sort of resource driven, like top 10 websites and development resources of 2024, written by people, right? How to design beautiful thumbnails of 2024, written by people. Articles that mention specific sizes and formats like Shopify hero banner sizes and best practices 2024, these are generated by AI. And we're doing it because we're just simply talking about specific template sizes depending on the platforms and the use case, etc. And all of this has very specific research and points that you want to convey within the article. And the way we generate it, again, go into our Notion workspace, and you can see here's an example we're generating soon. Twitter cover size. If I open this, we have Twitter cover size. That's the name of the format. The platform is simple. It's Twitter and social media. The size is 1500 by 500 pixels. So all this data is being entered. And then we have a call to action. So the call to action is with Glorify, you can create format title, which in this case is Twitter cover, with the exact size requirements with safe zones clearly displayed. Start your Glorify free trial now. That's the call to action. And then best practices. This is where it gets interesting. All this that you see over here, we are simply going and finding reference articles that we've researched and we're confident in, and we're pasting the content right here. Some people might feel this is a black hat technique, you're plagiarizing content, but we're not. We're taking it, referencing not just one piece of content, but multiple pieces of content that we feel is authentic and are conveying the facts. And we'll simply paste that content over here so that we've got good research, right? The next follow-up field, basically, this is usually static as well. it gives you the how to format or process on Glorify. And it's very simple. We have 4 steps. Log into Glorify, start a free trial, create a design from your dashboard, search for the specific size. So in this case, it would be, so you have to actually manually switch this to Twitter cover, or you could put brackets format title. This will fire up the editor, start with a blank canvas, or pick from a range of templates available displayed on the left menu. So we've got all the data inputted for this long form article for our Twitter cover size. Let's go ahead and generate it. Boom. Title, Twitter cover sizes and best practices 2024. Introduction, Twitter cover is a design format used to create visually appealing cover images for Twitter profiles. It allows users to customize their profile by adding a unique eye-catching image that represents their brand personality. That's the intro. The sizes, the recommended size is this. The call to action, go to Glorify and start designing. And so everything's structured in a way that is not risky, and it's simply repeatable content for format sizes. It's something that in our industry, people search for all the time. We really feel that this type of article needs to be automated because it's just graphic design formats and sizes. And it just seems unnecessary to ask writers to go and do that research and manually write that based on the research they find. Even though we're giving guidelines of a specific structure for the article, the content is wildly differentiated, which is really good, right? So if I go to Etsy banner sizes and best practices, this was generated with AI. You'll notice, if you look at the intro, the Etsy banner is a key element showcasing your store to attract customers on the platform. If I now go to another article for sizes that we generated with AI, like Amazon storefront banner, you'll notice, again, quite unique, the introduction. What is an Amazon storefront banner and how it's used? The Amazon storefront banner is a powerful visual tool used by sellers and brands on the Amazon platform. It serves as a header image on top of the Amazon storefront, creating a captivating first impression to visitors. Again, really differentiated in the context of Amazon. And so that's really impressive, right? Now, giving specific guidelines to AI in this way to generate specific content is very powerful, and it doesn't create poor quality content with AI. It actually creates very high quality content, as you notice, and very relevant content for, especially considering us for search results, for people searching on the web for these specific topics, which is great for us, especially if you're not mass producing it and mass publishing it, and you're also combining that with actual human written articles. It's no doubt gonna blend in, even though it's long form content. So that's our process with Framer CMS and Notion AI. Just before we conclude, let's check out whether or not the strategy is working. So let's go ahead and pick something simple like Shopify hero banner sizes, which was generated on April 25th. So it'll be Shopify hero banner sizes. Shopify is our head term. Hero banner sizes. 2024 is a key part. We're right on the top. Woo, we made it. And that's what's incredible about programmatic SEO once it's done right. Let's try something else. Let's go to templates, and we'll pick something like carousel template kit, right? I'm not going to use these modifiers because it's too specific, but let's use some of these other modifiers, like try to be a bit more broad and see where we land. Carousel template kit. We don't see Glorify yet. Oh, Glorify right there in the image results. Boom. Which is fantastic. And this sends us right to this creators template, and we're showing up, guys. And this is how powerful programmatic SEO can be. So definitely apply this, and of course, cater it to your own context, whether you're creating a curation site or a marketplace, a higher platform even, whatever it may be, whatever resource you're creating, use this method, you're not going to be disappointed. That's it for our programmatic SEO process with Framer and Notion AI. With a simple template structure for repeatable dynamic content that creates very unique pages at scale, then power the process up by giving AI clear guidelines on what content to produce based on your template structure, the data, and keywords. You can easily create content that ranks fast at scale. Couple of things to worry about. Number one is thin content. Auto-generated pages could sometimes lack depth, which can be viewed as low quality by search engines. So do make sure you review the content generated and maybe tweak them when necessary to add more context or clarity. It's also good to combine your programmatic SEO with a more personalized, value-based content strategy. At Glorify, we do this by running programmatic content alongside valuable, well-researched, long-form content on our blog that is written by real writers. Number 2, duplicate content. High volume of pages can result in content that is too similar across the site, potentially leading to SEO penalties. So make sure that the data you input when generating content with AI is unique. To avoid this, at Glorify, we make sure that every template published has a unique title. Number 3, indexing issues. Search engines might not index a bunch of generated pages quickly or at all. So while programmatic SEO helps generate pages fast, don't abuse this. Publish at a reasonable pace. We usually publish around 48 new pages per week. Also, by the way, I'm sure there's many ways to replicate our system with other database tools, such as Airtable or Google Sheets. Currently with Notion's AI, which is of course ChatGPT repackaged, there are some limitations. In fact, if there is a way to integrate more of ChatGPT's features directly into a database, such as the ability to analyze images, this would make the process for us even more powerful, as ChatGPT can analyze any image and provide more precise context for our descriptions. Other than that, this method, while effective, is still somewhat semi-automated. So I do hope we see an API for Framer CMS in the future. With an API, you can set this automation to be way more efficient. Now, if you enjoyed this video and would like to carry the discussion further, drop your comments below and perhaps join our Discord channel where you have direct access to other like-minded founders, marketers, and no-code wizards, including myself. We're also creating a community and resource site called framerfunnels.com. It's one place for marketing teams using Framer. Links in the description to sign up for early access. Other than that, check out these videos. I'm sure you'll dig them. Smash that subscribe button, share this video with your teammates and friends. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, make sure you never stop building.